You know, if you're in recovery, you may hear this often. Relapse is a part of recovery. I don't agree with that. Relapse does not have to be a part of your recovery. So, I'm going to give you the top 10 reasons people relapse. 10, familiar places. Being in recovery, I need to avoid the places I used to drink and get high at. Sometimes even when we're not realizing it, subconsciously, it can trigger a relapse when we're in those old environments. Number 9, dating. The reason why, they tell you don't get into any serious relationships your first year of sobriety. First of all, it could be very challenging trying to navigate the dating scene when you're not drinking alcohol. Because you go out and there's alcohol everywhere. So in that first year, you're better off just trying to avoid that dating scene and not getting into any serious relationships that first year. Especially for all the emotions and feelings that it brings up. It could be detrimental to sobriety. Now, number 8, you might not have heard of, but it's lack of self-care. Believe it or not, practicing healthy habits and having good hygiene, they contribute to maintaining your sobriety. When we stop taking care of ourselves, we subconsciously tell ourselves that we're not worthy of respect, of dignity. So, keep up that self-care. Because eventually you get into that mindset of feeling worthless and, hey, what's the sense of not drinking and drugging, right? When you feel worthless. So, keep up that self-care. Number 7, toxic people. And I talk about this all the time. Them old family members, friends that are still drinking and drugging are no good for us. Important to set boundaries with these negative people in our lives because they're just going to bring us back down with them. And even just being around these people can trigger a relapse. Number 6, boredom and loneliness. Lacking a solid support system can significantly increase your chance of a relapse. So it's important to get a support group, whether it's a 12-step, AA, NA, Smart Recovery. There's tons of online support groups. And it's important to be active in them groups. And they'll hold you accountable, You need to be accountable for your sobriety. Having a solid support system will cure that boredom and that loneliness. You never have to feel alone. There's a lot of positive people that can guide you along your way. Number 5, reminders of previous use. You're probably like, what the hell does that mean? And even little subtle things can remind us of using. Like the clinking of glasses together could, bring up a reminder of drinking, or just using a credit card, because I used to use credit cards to chop up rocks. So, credit cards could be reminders of previous use. So you got to be careful with the little things. And, if something's reminding you of using, you better reach out to your support system and get back on track. Number 4, overconfidence. Yes, you can be overconfident. Relapse can occur if a person is too cocky or overconfident about their sobriety. They may put themselves in risky situations thinking they got this. That's the worst thing I can hear somebody say is, I got this. I don't got nothing. We got this. In reality, everybody is at risk for a relapse. So don't be overconfident. Number 3, mental health issues. Recovering addicts, alcoholics, we deal with a lot of mental issues. Anxiety, depression, PTSD. So it's important to treat these other issues as well as our addiction. Left untreated, these underlying issues, they can lead us back to relapse. Number 2, emotional distress. And this is a rough one for a lot of people. Many addicts and alcoholics, we have a hard time dealing with emotions, especially in early recovery. Life can get lifey. Life has its ups and downs. So when we're really feeling down, depressed, that's when it's most important to work our recovery. And the number one reason people relapse in recovery? Withdrawal symptoms. Most people don't make it past the withdrawals. That's why it's important, depending on the drugs you use and, how much alcohol you drink. Sometimes, the best thing for us is to go to a medical detox for those first few days. Listen, withdrawal can be rough. I withdrawed from heroin, alcohol many, many times. Many times just in a cage, a cell, being locked up, And it's horrible. It's painful. If I had the drugs nearby, I would use as soon as I could. So withdrawal symptoms are the number one reason people relapse. So if you can get past the withdrawals, you can keep fighting. Keep fighting. That first week is going to be hard. Nobody told you that sobriety is easy. It's going to be a battle. But you can win that battle. With God, some positive people in your life, and living by a few spiritual principles, you can have the life you always dreamed of. And you don't got to worry about relapsing. Get God in your life. Find recovery. You're worth it. Let's get it, baby.